you're not honoring God. You're worshiping God with your lips, but your heart is far from God. Because God said your heart is not even with me. You're just saying Jesus, 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 but your heart, the real works, only those who does the will of my Father is my brother or my sister. Only those who do God's word, God's will is considered one of Christ. That's it, y'all. Be very careful out here, because this is the blind leading the blind, the dull leading the dull. Y'all be careful out here. I'm telling y'all, wolves in sheep's clothing. These people are false prophets. Not because they look like a pope means they're a pope. Not because they look like a Christian means they're Christian. Not because they look Muslim means they're Muslim. Not because they look like they're a Jew means that they are a Jew. Beware of these false prophets. You're being led down a ditch. These people are trying to convince you that they are holy by through their attire, through their wardrobe. That's how they're trying to convince you that they are holy, by having a diploma. Okay, they have a theology diploma. They're trying to convince you that they're holy by wearing these all white, by wearing these long fringes. They're trying to convince you with all these long beard. They're trying to convince you because they don't eat pork. They are trying to convince you that they are holy, but these people are not holy. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. They're trying to convince you through their attire that they are holy, but trust and believe they are not holy. Okay, they're trying to convince you. They're trying to put on the acts. They're putting on the act. They're putting on the wolves' clothing. I mean the sheep's clothing. Okay, over their ravenous wolf heart. Their heart is wolves. Okay, these people are ravenous wolves on the inside, but they're putting on the attire of a godly person. But don't trust the book by its cover. Don't judge the book by its cover. Don't trust the book exactly by its cover. Don't, because the cover looks good, don't mean that you should trust that book. You got to trust, and you have to judge the content, what's within the book, what's in the person's heart. Judge the person's heart. Judge what's within their heart, not their outwardly appearance, because that's how you get tricked and fooled. Y'all over here trusting a pope as a Catholic. You believe that? But that pope was indoctrinated through a satanic ritual, the Vatican, under the Vatican. Okay, that pope was indoctrinated, and under the Vatican, the satanic powers is operating through the pope. But y'all over there kissing the pope's feet and worshiping a pope, even the pastor too. That pastor was indoctrinated through the Vatican. The satanic people them is who indoctrinated and taught the